What were you struggling with the most, and for how long before you found us?
What I realized that the whole fundraising is an industry in itself, and sort of obviously, I think most founders they're founders because they have an idea about a certain topic, not about the VC industry per se. So I think it's getting somebody who can guide you through that, who can sort of help you, because I mean, I said, like I feel like a rookie, in a sort of professional's game, and so having somebody, yeah, sort of realizing that and sort of coming to terms with that, I think that sort of took some time, and obviously, I mean, we talked before because we talked about the pitch deck in a way, so then when it came to the fundraising, I think, and you guys reached out to me again, it was a pretty, yeah, I think, easy choice. I mean, let's also say that I didn't shop around, massively, but I, like Gorgon and I like you. And so I think it's just, I'm somebody who goes on that personal aspect, and rather than trying to sort of, optimize by having 20 companies to talk to and then choosing the best. But yeah, I think the struggling the most was for me, just like, it's a completely new industry that, I was not an expert in at all.
What did you find most valuable about our service, and how did it benefit your business?
Yeah, I mean, I think perhaps let me phrase it a bit differently. What I realized is, I think there are obviously other, and I've been contacted by other intermediaries who offer the services, and I think there's sort of two different approaches. One is you have a certain network, so you basically, you are that intermediary who tries to introduce, founders to their network, or you have a process, and I think what for me, what I think I really appreciate in a way is that you had a process, because I think there's also our solution is quite a niche solution. So there's not, like, I think, the existing network that just invests into that kind of area. I mean, there are perhaps more like impact investments, etc. But therefore, I think the process overall was, I think, very thorough. And as you said, I mean, you had 1,500 people or something that you contacted. You had sort of 250 people sort of who responded to. And then we had 15, 20 meetings or something, 15 meetings. So I think, overall good. I think the process worked. And it was minimal effort for me. So you guys dealt with it behind the scenes, which I think was very, very helpful. Yeah, I think that wasn't really clear to me at the outset. So at the outset, I wasn't really clear, do you guys have your network? It sounded a bit like you had, rather than your strength being the process in a way, so that's just a tip to make clearer when you talk to people in terms of, what your key USP is in a way.
How did you find the quality of the meetings we booked for you? Were they relevant and engaging?
So, so they were all interested. So it wasn't that they then felt, oh, it was the wrong meeting in a way. So they all, I think they wanted to know more about it. So it was definitely the right meetings. Anyway, but I think generally the meetings, I think, were good meetings. And yeah, so I think, so they all, I mean, the meetings, all of them lasted, it was half an hour, 45 minutes. So they really showed interest, were good meetings. So yeah, I felt I didn't come out of any of those meetings feeling, oh, that was a waste of time.
What was your biggest hesitation before buying our services?
It's of course, when you set up your own business, so for most people, money is limited, or the financial sources are limited. So stomping up that money is substantial, but at the same time, I find much more honest than asking for a percentage of the funds raised or something. I think it's, you provide a service, you get paid for that, and I definitely think I got value for money. So I'm not regretting at all having spent that money.
When did you know you made the right choice to work with us?
No, I think just when I understood your process, I really liked that the contact, the follow-up, and I think your responsiveness, to my concerns, wishes, whatever. Like I want to mention, I don't like to sort of say something that isn't true, like, oh, we're nearly closing, whatever. So that, no, let's be honest, and any response. So, no, I think, but for me, it's really it's the process that you guys deployed, and I think, to be fair, I really enjoyed our conversations. I think it was, you got, for me, it's also important, that it works on the on the human level.
What would you say to someone considering our service but still undecided?
Go for it. I mean, I think, I think, it's probably as thorough a process you can deploy to contact a large group of potential investors, So I think if you're in a similar situation where you basically don't have a network of investors, that you want to contact, but if you basically want, have something that I think it's probably a very, very efficient way to do it. It's a very professional way to do it. And I think at this stage, as you said, it's much better than going for some intermediaries who have a certain network, but which may be much more limited, unless, let's say, they guarantee, that, okay, we've got 5 investors who really want to see you, if they've done the homework before themselves and say, look, we've got 5 investors. But, so if that's not the case, then I think, your approach offers a much broader visibility to a much broader group of people. So I would definitely say go for it and bite the bullet of that, $6,000 or whatever it is.